you curious why people might be feeling threatened by you now? In today's Pick a Card reading, we're going to see why the people in your various environments or your friend circles or even acquaintances are feeling threatened by you now. Some of you may have been exerting a change either privately or it may have been witnessed publicly, and you may be feeling different energy from the people around you, and this reading will verify what's been going on in your field. This is group 1, this is group 2, and this is group 3. Clear your mind and go with whichever group attracts you the most. If you find yourself drawn to more than one group, that means there's multiple messages for you that apply in your situation, but only take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? We're gonna see the change that you're embodying right now, like what has shifted in your energy or what people are seeing or sensing has changed about you, who it threatens and triggers, including their initials, what insecurities you activate, and so much more, okay? Those of you who feel drawn to me during the course of this reading, feel free to book me through Ko-fi. I'd love to read for you and your unique situation. I will see you in this reading. I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's get into it. One, welcome into your reading. We're going to see why they feel threatened by you. Now, this could be somebody that you know is threatened by you, and it may verify that person, but it could be other folks showing up. So, suspend your judgment and see what resonates and only take what does resonate, okay? As I was sitting down to record this, Zephyr was drinking so much water and I thought he was not going to stop. So for some of you might be dehydrated. It could be a message. Drink more water. Now, bear in mind, I am not your medical professional, okay? So only at your own discretion. All right, group 1. The change that group 1 is embodying. Show me the shift that group 1 is embodying now that has people feeling threatened. The change group 1 is embodying that's got certain folks feeling threatened. Okay, so right away, in your change, you have walked away from an emotionally unfulfilling situation and you're holding your boundaries. All right, you're protecting your spot. Some of you may be doing yoga, Pilates, or acro, or any sort of flexibility exercises, or body development, calisthenics, stuff like that. All right. Okay. Some of you are expanding in your presence, either online or through your business in any event. What I'm getting is that you seem stable in terms of your energy, which means you're stable in terms of your emotions. You're holding your boundaries. You're walking away from unfulfilling situations. You could be withholding communication from people who put you in anxiety or who put you in a sense of unfulfillment, right? Or you're just not here for the fuckery whatsoever. In terms of this Hanged Man, this is Pisces energy, okay? This could be you being at a crossroads or taking your sweet time, or actually like concealing some of your movements, your next steps forward. So from the outside, it could look like you're not doing much to some people, right? You might not be demonstrating everything that you're working on privately. And so for some people, maybe think things have slowed down in your life and yet they still feel pressed because you're looking stable and secure through your energy or through your body or through your finance. People might be able to see that. And still for others of you with the Hanged Man, that could also indicate physical activity, flexibility. Some of you could be fitness influencers, or you could be sharing your journey on yoga, Pilates, calisthenics, or some sort of physical development or something. Only apply that if that resonates. But some of you could be leaping in a new direction in love and romance, potentially, but also in business. All right. You're just pulling your energy away from people, places, and situations that do not fulfill you at all. All right. And it's hard to reach you. So that's the change that you are embodying right now. You could be taking your time to develop yourself and leaping in a new direction and pulling your energy back, and people might be feeling some type of way about that. Who is getting threatened and triggered? Let's describe the people who are feeling threatened. Who does this threaten? We have Scorpio energy. Who does this threaten? Earth sign energy. More earth sign energy. Okay. For some of you, this could be a coworker. It could be. Okay. It could be threatening two different earth sign type energy people one being page ages, so, preteens, and then the knight could be late teens, early 20s. In terms of maturity, pages represent someone who's relatively immature, much younger than you, or is only giving this much communication. So with these cards, it can represent the investment or the communication itself or actual people, but it's definitely earth sign, so it's slower moving energy. So who it threatens. Now, these could be younger children, younger people, younger coworkers. With that tower, that can represent someone who's that can represent either a total disruption in your routines, in the structures that once held up your life, randomly going through such a change where you move, like you have to get out of that situation, like a relationship changing where you didn't see it coming and you have to move, or someone who's very, very proud and their sense of withholding crumbles completely and you see them vulnerable for who they actually are, or they expose a dark side that you didn't know was there potentially. Okay. But because the tower also represents buildings, it could be people from school, people you've lived with, or people that you've worked with. Okay. And you could have quit. And these people lost access to you, or removed your energy and they lost access to you. Okay. These are people that could have put a lot of boundaries on a lot of weight on your back, a lot of pressure on your back. You could have been carrying their weight, your weight, the whole world's weight, and things like that. And you decided to go into a new direction that was more peaceful and fulfilling for you, actually. So if none of that particularly resonates, what I'm going to say is it's people that were moving very, very slowly, giving more gradual, very small investment. They could have been part of your routine. They could have been part of your life. You could have even lived with or worked with some of these people, or had to see them in like in a specific, like, important building, like a government building or a church or something like that, right? But the rupture could have come unexpectedly, okay? To them, at least. Some initials. These are just confirmation, okay? So let's see. E, A, O, S, D, D. So this person could have repeated initials, whatever they are. It doesn't have to be DD, but it can be any, repeating initials. U, F, H, okay? This could be someone that you saw as a foe with FOE here. Cade, Wade, Dade. So it can also be city names or county names as well. I'll just get like 3 more of these. Let's see. T. So it could be first or last name initials, but if it happens to spell the whole thing, no problem. A, okay? It's only confirmation for some of you. All right. So let's see what insecurities you activate in these people. The people that feel threatened, what are the insecurities that are activated here? Tell me more about these insecurities. Tell me about these insecurities. Your confidence, your sense of resilience, your power, your strength, how lovable you are. People think about and talk about you a lot. Oh, those burdens again. These people are aware that they were a burden, actually. These people are aware that they were causing anxiety and problems. They were trying to sabotage some of your relationships. They were trying to convince you that you were not that great. Okay. And the reason why they were doing that is because they didn't feel like they could match your shine with that strength. That is somebody who's very, very powerful and very magnetic with the strength card. That is like supreme in command and in control feminine energy. Now, you might not be feminines watching this, but it's incredible energy of both receivership and soft domination here, like being in charge without having to try very hard. It can also indicate someone who's very physically fit and very physically strong. Okay. You're very well regarded and loved. They know that you're actually very lovable. This person's only way to make themselves feel equal to you is to try to instill some doubts on you, make you carry their burden, and try to confuse you. Okay. I think that this person was just jealous of how popular, how popular you are, how popular, how competent, how lovable, how optimistic, how cheerful, just how in command you are. Okay. And they felt insecure, and the only way they could make themselves feel relevant was try to diminish you and make you feel like you were less than, like you're second rate or something, which some bullshit. I hate that. They could have also actually, they could have also tried to get in the middle of your friendships, but we're gonna move on to that part right now. How did these people behave as a result of feeling threatened? How are they behaving as a result? Tell me about the behavior. Tell me about their behavior as a result of feeling threatened. We have Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Okay. Someone could be trying to either actually move on and communicate elsewhere, or like start a relationship elsewhere, or go into collaboration with somebody and communicate with somebody else. This could be fueling their, because they feel insecure, they could be trying to communicate with somebody, either get advice or start a relationship. This person may be cutting off contact, not talking to you too much, or they could be moving really, really slow as a result. This person could be behind the scenes trying really hard to move on, actually wanting to figure out how to communicate with you. For some of you, you may have blocked this person, okay? You may have blocked this person, and they may not be able to figure out how to contact you. And they want to unblock your heart and unblock the communication and make the communication flow again. But they feel that you have cut them off. Okay. I'm sorry about all of that. Whenever I want to do a reading, it appears my neighbors, it's that time of day that they want to do all kinds of crazy stuff. But anyways, so how they're behaving. Some of them are simply not talking. They're trying to move on. Some might be trying to cultivate communications with other people, either for advice or maybe even to start a new relationship. But things are moving very slowly in their life. If they are communicating with you, it may be very slow and small. But I think for most of you, you're not actually talking to this person, and they're trying to make themselves feel more desirable and a little more cool, and they're trying to fuel their own ego, and they're trying to feel better about who they are and what they're doing. Okay. I feel like for some of you, this person may even be traveling or trying to establish themselves in terms of business. But I feel like things are moving rather slowly, and the recovery process over trying to get over how they feel about you is taking much longer than they thought. How is this person coping? How is this person coping with feeling threatened by group one? How's this person coping? That again. They could be trying to talk to someone, a Queen of Swords type. Okay. They could be trying to deal with an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, right? They could actually even be getting a consultation to try to see into their own dark side and try to get guidance and to try to overcome it, right? But for others of you, this person is actually trying to go towards this person. Okay. They are riding a bit of an emotional roller coaster, or perhaps a financial roller coaster, and they could be trying very hard to manifest better financial outcomes for themselves or better career outcomes. This person could be really trying to hold on for dear life in their own reality, desperately wanting a better reality for themselves, better outcomes, and they could be really trying to create that. Okay. They could be getting consultation work or trying to deal with somebody in the hopes of correcting their life or how they're seeing things, or to up level from where they're at. Okay. They could also be flirting a lot after dark with different people. Okay. There for a good time, not for a long time. If you know this person to be somebody who is not a very faithful individual, they could be publicly seen with this Queen of Swords, but privately doing things after dark with others. Okay. Only apply that if that feels true. How to become an unrelenting menace to these people and make them even more threatened. For those of you who feel like, why stop here? How to make these people feel even more threatened. How to become a menace. How to threaten these people completely. How to threaten these people completely. you have a lot of options around you, but there's going to be one or two, but one especially that's really emotionally fulfilling for you. And it's important that you detach from people and situations which are not fulfilling to you. You can even actually go ghost on social media or cut off mutuals and things like that. Not having any access to your energy whatsoever would actually make these people feel even more threatened. So you can switch up your routine and go into new environments or things like that if it applies. Or those of you who had people who said you're not very smart or you're not that great, you can always get those degrees or certifications that they said you couldn't, and you could start learning. Some of you could also start teaching. Okay, you have a lot of different dreams, a lot of different possibilities for your life, but you got to narrow it down to the ones that actually emotionally fulfill you. So what really gets you excited, what makes you feel motivated? Because the more emotionally fulfilled you are, the more of a menace you are to everyone else, at least the people who are not happy for you. Some of you might be orienting yourself towards a long-term commitment. Maybe even you're planning a wedding right now. That is going to be very painful for these people, especially if they don't really find out about it until it's too late. They find out about it after you've already been married for like 6 months or something like that. You know what I mean? 7 months. Follow your emotional fulfillment. Align yourself with the people and environments that make you feel stable, secure, confident, certain of yourself. If you are thinking about taking the next step in your relationship, follow your heart regarding that. If that person really makes you happy, I'm not saying do it to make people pissed off, but I am saying it will actually threaten them. So prioritize your joy. All right, prioritize your joy. It's going to make the people who are threatened by you extra threatened. And why not? It's fun. Those of you who feel drawn to me during the course of this reading, feel free to book me. You can find that in the description box. I would love to know how this reading resonated for you. Tell me whatever you want in the comments, but also thank you for your time and attention. This was fun for me. Take care, Group 1. Group 2, welcome into your reading. We're going to see why they feel threatened by you. This could be confirmation for some of you of specific people who are feeling threatened by you, but there could also be folks that show up during the course of this reading that might surprise you. Only claim what resonates. All right. Show me the change or the shift that Group 2 is embodying that is making people feel threatened. Show me the change that Group 2 is embodying. Show me the shift that has people feeling some type of way about Group 2. Some of y'all are in a new ass romantic relationship, a fulfilling relationship. You've put an end to your single life. Some of y'all could be with a Scorpio. Scorpio is heavily aspected here. They could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus Scorpio. Check tropical or Vedic placements. Okay. You are embodying, holy crap, productive, good work. Okay. Creativity, expansion. Some of you could be spiritual teachers, spiritual healers. So you could do Reiki, you could have your own YouTube channel, tarot. You could be a teacher of any kind, okay? If you're not any of those things, you are someone who's you're poised, you're a little withholding of information, not in any kind of cruel way, but you save your energy for yourself. You save your own breath to cool your own porridge. You're not out here giving your advice to everyone in the neighborhood, especially people who don't have the ears to hear you. You're a very discerning person, very spiritually aware, and also very magnetic and very attractive. Okay, so the thing with the High Priestess is she is incredibly desirable. And if other people see you that way, that is a serious sign that they are very drawn to you, not just with their eyes, but through their intuition and through their physical energy. Okay, so yeah, you're a good worker, a hard worker. You've put in a lot of work in yourself and you're glowing as a result, right? But your change is sincere and deep, emotional fulfillment, okay? And if you are in a romantic relationship, it has actually put a complete end to that version of you that these folks were used to, the insecure version, or there's just a hard change in your field, one way or the other. Some of you literally manifested this particular partner, and as a result, it is obvious that you know what you are doing and what you are talking about, and you have totally transformed as a result. You've put an end to old ways of living, old ways of being. You've completely transformed. You just seem like you be knowing. You know what you know, and you know what you're talking about. People are seeing that mystery, right? But you're happy, you're fulfilled, you're content. You know how to make yourself happy, and you know how to make others happy, okay? So you're embodying joy. Who is feeling threatened and triggered? Who's feeling threatened and triggered? Who's feeling threatened and triggered? Someone who had you in confusion, potentially, actually. Someone where like the relationship could have been ambiguous, like it was a situationship or an undefined kind of relationship. This person could be feeling threatened, right? We've got like Scorpio energy here. A lot of the time I associate this with Cancer, okay? So I associate this with Cancer. This is Aquarian energy. All right, so this can be confirmation of sun, moon, rising, or Venus placements. It doesn't have to be, only apply it if it resonates, okay? So I'm getting either the energy of one really kind of intense individual, or this could be a couple different people. And oh my God, you guys, we have so many majors here. Okay, so this could be a life path 7, a Cancer. The month of July could have been aspected in this dynamic. Okay, so who is being threatened? Somebody who maybe wasn't making as many moves forward, or someone who lived at a distance, or someone who's affiliated to cars, either as a salesman or they spend a lot of time driving in cars or something like that. Or maybe you spend a lot of time with them in the car. The chariot can sometimes represent physical travel or the vehicle in which it is done. Okay. Okay. This person could have been wishy-washy here and there in terms of communication. The communication could have been very small. Also, there could have been they could be either very immature or quite a bit younger. Okay, so here what we've got. Someone who had you confused, someone where there was a dramatic change in this dynamic, or seeing you being happy in your new relationship literally like shocked the shit out of this person. They were either deceptive, sneaky, or they were never fully transparent with you. So for some of you, the person who's being triggered is somebody who never let you know how they felt about you in the first place. There could have been someone who's threatened by you that was embedded in your social scenario, your home life, or your work life. A different person could have been someone who's wishy-washy a little bit, never really making a strong investment. A different person could be someone who was confusing or confused, or someone who was manipulative and a liar, or it could be one person that like encompasses all of these very confusing traits. Okay, so apply it how it resonates. Let's get some initials. Show me some initials of the person who's feeling threatened by group 2. N, C. I'm sorry I'm slow. These nails are a pain. P, Y, D, G, E. We have double initials, which can indicate someone with repeating initials, first and last, okay? Or like repeating letters in the middle of their name or wherever. O, Poe. They could like Edgar Allan Poe. Pore, they could have prominent pores or no pores at all. Let's see. You could have felt like this someone was your ride or die, okay? This could be somebody with that letter Y. This could be someone with letters at the end of the alphabet, or like what they call the weirdo goth letters, like Q, Z, Y, even though they're not aspected here, okay? So have a look at these initials. They could be represented in the person's name, but only take it as confirmation, okay? It's not absolute. All right, so let's see here. What insecurity you are activating? What insecurity is group 2 activating? Tell me about the insecurity being activated here. You've gotten off of an emotional, mental, or financial roller coaster of some sort, right? So for some of you were on a downward, or you were being perceived as down, 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 or not getting a lot of momentum, either in a specific area or just general. Don't feel attacked if you didn't perceive it that way, right? Essentially, what's going on with you is being perceived as a dramatic change of events for you. So the insecurities that you're activating is that your life is expanding rather rapidly, that things are going really well, that you are under a blessed star right now, that fortune is smiling on you. You could be in a relationship with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, someone who is a foreigner, someone who expands your horizons rather dramatically, maybe even takes you on trips or something like this. Travel is actually very heavily aspected. This person could be a world traveler. Whether or not these other folks are aware of this person's status as someone who's kind of international, the insecurity that you're activating is one of expansion, okay? That your world is actually opening up and they can tell. You're moving on from your previous ways of seeing things, especially romantic relationships. You could be expanding through business, expanding through relationship, expanding through travel or relocation, okay? You make these people feel like what they gave you was not enough and now they are in despair about this. They only communicated a little bit. They flirted here and there. They didn't take the chance that they could. They could be crying in their cornflakes. Someone could actually really be riding a mental and emotional roller coaster over you, and they could be like a Leo, okay? You make this person feel like you've upgraded big time and that you're doing better now, and they're never going to be able to reach your energy. How are they behaving as a result? How is this person behaving as a result? I'm having a hard time pronouncing that word. How is this person or people behaving as a result? Lord have mercy. English. Okay. Some people are frankly very disappointed and they're sad, but some people might actually be congratulating you on your new relationship, your new contract, or whatever is going well in your life, okay? Someone else might actually be getting in an unfulfilling relationship to try to make themselves feel better, okay? I hate to say that, but sometimes people will just panic, reach out, and grab onto the first thing that they can find that isn't really very emotionally fulfilling to try to make themselves feel better, okay? Their behavior. Someone could actually, the behavior could be that like someone tries to warn you off of this change that you've gone through, either whether, I think for the majority of you, honestly, it's you getting in a relationship or taking it to the next level. But if it's not a relationship, it's like your career or whatever it is that you're trusting this change. Someone could try to argue with it a little bit, try to caution you in some particular way, okay? Someone else could come in and try to flirt with you a little bit in the behavior. I'm actually not getting isolating or withdrawing or cutting you off or anything like that. I'm actually getting people could actually even start trying to compete or trying to go towards you. Cancer, Leo. The heck? I think this is Gemini here with the Lovers. Someone could be trying to move forward in a new relationship that they're not really that excited about, but they feel that it makes them look like they're more on your level as a result. Okay? They feel that it makes it look like they are not as hurt as they are, or intimidated or overwhelmed as they actually are. Okay? The behavior could be to either rush towards you or to rush away, but not necessarily ghost or cut off all contact. You feel me? That there is a slight difference. But there could be play fights, bickering, or trying to give you a little bit of doubt, try to knock you off of your strength and make you doubt your commitments, but I don't think it's going to work. And they're not even really trying that hard. This person feels deflated, I think. How is this person or people trying to cope right now? How are they trying to cope? How are they trying to cope? How's the Queen of Swords showing up in this position both times? I swear, I'm pretty sure that was group one. How are they trying to cope? Trying to put in good, productive work into either their business or into their life. They could be trying to make a romantic offer to a Queen of Swords or asking for advice from a Queen of Swords about love and romance, okay? How are they coping? They could be trying to be out here, trying to be single, trying to mingle, trying to go towards someone, trying to flirt, trying to lose themselves in a new relationship. Possibly with a coworker, actually. Possibly with a coworker. They could also be trying to get romantic advice, or going towards someone who's very analytical for some passion. It could be. But I think for some of you rather, they might be coping with trying to have a flirtation with a coworker or somebody. If it's not work, it's like volunteer or someone that they know from an environment where, hard work is important. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even the gym. All right. How to become an unrelenting menace to this person and make yourself even more threatening. How to become an unrelenting menace. How to become even more threatening. How to become even more threatening. Continue dropping the burdens. Stop carrying burdens for everyone just because you're strong. Okay, the more you drop the burdens that you're carrying for other people, it's not your burden to carry, or you free yourself from your own limitations or guilt or inherited emotional overfunctioning that you're doing. Let go of boredom over things that didn't work out, or apathy or sadness over things that didn't work out, and you allow yourself to really leap in a new direction or get excited about your vision. The more burdens you drop, the more momentum you're going to be able to gain to move forward. Some of you are going to have an opportunity either for engagement, new business, new income, collaborations. Something of a seed of sincere and genuine lasting value wants to come into your life. And when you get more value and you're getting more authority and you're getting more affirmation from reality, the people who are threatened by you are going to feel even more threatened. So keep dropping whatever is weighing you down. This is not like a flash sale on every burden that you've ever had. You don't have to do it immediately to become a total menace, but gradually and bit by bit, release the burdens that were never yours to carry. Keep elevating. You'll keep aligning with new opportunities, and that will press on these insecure people and make it so much worse. And we love that. Okay, group 2. I'd love to know how this reading resonated for you. Please tell me in the comments. And those of you who want a personal reading, book me. The information is in the description. I'd love to read for you and your unique situation. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I will talk to you soon, group 2. Bye. 3, welcome into your reading. We're going to see why they feel threatened by you. This could be somebody that you know is already threatened, and it'll be confirmation for you. For others of you, you might be surprised by who pops up in here, okay? Only claim what resonates. All right, group 3, let's get into this. Why they feel threatened. We're going to tap in with the change that you're embodying, aka your shift. Show me the change that group 3 is embodying. Lord have mercy, I almost said group 1. The change that group 3 is embodying, please. The change that group 3 is embodying. I'm seeing collaborations, freedom, happiness, getting love and affection, being witnessed as somebody who's good to work with, a good time, good feelings. You give people really good feelings, okay? This is such a beautiful card with that 6 of Cups. It's kind of like soulmate, friendship, nostalgia, reconnecting to the innocence of your own inner child, or a time when you were first learning about love and you feel... it's a wonderful card. So it'd be like reconnecting with your childhood best friend, or reconnecting with that part of yourself that used to dream about love. Okay. So you're giving people like dream lover, dream best friend, soulmate kind of energy, but you're also embodying the change of momentum, of like growth, of going forward, of covering distance, both either like mentally or physically. Okay. Someone to collaborate with, someone who's really good at creating positive outcomes. So you could know some people through like church. This could be volunteer work. This could be school, anywhere where you might be collaborating with other people or sharing your expertise or your knowledge. But the thing is, like, you're moving in a new direction of self-forgiveness, forgiveness of others, or gentle affection towards others, of a change of perspective or a change of location, or freaking both. And you're just embodying very positive, collaborative, loving, progress-oriented, fiery, philosophical, exciting energy. Okay. You're the one to be around to feel like when people want to feel alive and excited again. Okay. Who is threatened and triggered? Who is threatened and triggered by group 3? Who's threatened? Who's threatened and triggered? This could be somebody that was moving really freaking slow. Okay, like really slow. This person could have been blocked and limited either by genuine life circumstances or perceived circumstances. So like this could be someone who told themselves they weren't ready for a relationship, weren't ready for collaboration, but that's because they were holding on to all of their excuses or all of their resources. It might not have necessarily been true. For others of you, it could be someone that was genuinely limited and genuinely stuck in their environment. So it kind of depends. This could be someone that you know online or someone who looks at your social media profiles or is currently like hunting you down, whether you realize it through social media or trying to text you. They might have an old phone number. For some of you, this could be someone from work or someone through a collaboration. For some of you, this is somebody who you maybe once or currently actually see a stable, secure future with, okay? You might regard this person as somebody who is someone that you feel really good about. You might be getting a new beginning with them or you want a new beginning with them, but underneath it all, they're moving really, really slowly. They're blocking off some of their heart or their resources. They are spying on you, to be honest with you, or like monitoring you, or just being a creeper a little bit. Work, money, legacy could be aspected here. For some of you, it could be an ex-fiance or somebody that you saw as a potential partner. Let's get some initials. The weirdo goth letters have arrived with Q and Z. Yips. My nails make this challenging. Okay, I do apologize. Lord have mercy. That is so embarrassing. Anyways, Q, Z, D, R. R again, so we have double initials. That means they could have repeating initials in their name or repeating letters in their name, rather. Y. A. I, E, I. They could also have a lot of vowels in their name. I again. Calm down, I. You're doing too much. We'll do a little more. H, U, D. I do not enjoy this. I probably won't be doing this again unless you guys want me to. All right. T, T, D, D, I. Lots of repeating letters. So they could have a lot of repeating vowels or repeating letters in their name of some sort, okay? Take note of the initials. I'm not getting any serious words coming out here, okay? Yeah, okay, do what you need to do. All right, let's see what insecurities you're activating in this person or the people. What insecurities is group 3 activating here? What insecurities is group 3 activating here? So this person could actually owe you money. Anyway, what insecurities is group 3 activating here? This is actually, group 3 was pretty freaking specific. Okay. So you have someone who is moving really slow, not giving equal give and take. This person really feels like they are not enough in some capacity, either financially or in terms of energy of what they're willing to give. This person feels like they are trapped by their own confusion, their own narratives, their own insecurities. They are in a mental prison of their own, okay? They could also be afraid of your stability, of your ability to grow forward. Some of you might be very financially secure or fixing to buy a house, okay? Or you could be investing in the material aspect of your life and you could look really good on, like, you could look like you have it all together financially. You could look like you're, in a very steady relationship of some sort as well, if this is not somebody that you have a relationship with. But the insecurities that you're activating is that you are moving forward toward a stable and secure future, right? But whoever this is, or the insecurities that you activate is like not having enough to offer, not being able to meet the equal give and take, feeling limited or mentally trapped, not having enough to offer. Feeling very freaking insecure, very confused, very like they're trapped in their own Insecurities and feeling of not enoughness is actually what I'm getting. Okay, so that's the insecurity that they're feeling. How is this person behaving as a result? How are they behaving as a result? How are they behaving as a result? Some of them could be making an offer of love toward a Queen of Cups. Or they could try, this could be you too. This could be someone who's trying to drop the burdens, trying to not be so stuck in their own narrative. So they could be showing that they're trying to let that go, trying to confront their shadow, trying to go towards you because they're very, very attracted, but also very terrified. I mean, sometimes people can know that they want to commit to you, but they feel very intimidated the entire time. It doesn't mean that they're not going to choose the path of being with you. It just means the process activates every piece of their shadow and insecurity, okay? But the behavior that I'm getting is that they could be making a love offer somewhere, whether that's to you or someone else, okay? They're going towards someone where they want to let down their guards, they want to let down their fears, they want to let down their burdens, they want to go towards the person who intimidates them because they feel very, very attracted to this person. She could be a Pisces, she could be a Cancer or Scorpio. Nevertheless, she's someone who's maybe she could also be a Taurus, actually. She's someone who's very, very compelling, okay? Someone who's very, very beautiful, like this spiritual feeling of beauty, of feeling very moved by this person, right? And they're trying to just do whatever they can to drop their resistance and make some sort of offer, confront their fear and make the offer, okay? So this person could be really going through it with their own shadow and their fears about you. Okay. And if it's not about you, then they're trying to do it in a different direction. You could be inspiring this person and making them see that they've been limiting themselves for no reason. Apply the narrative that resonates. How is this person coping with their insecurity? How is this person coping with their insecurities? How are they coping with their insecurities about group 3? They're lying about it. They're hiding it. They're trying to stay balanced. They're trying to seem unbothered, okay? They're trying to present the image of being happy, or they're trying to figure out how to be happy. They're trying to focus on their work, and they're trying to build some financial security, financial stability, trying to figure out how to be happy. But they could be hiding the fact that they do feel like they're in despair, okay? This person feels a sense of grief. They're trying to go towards their happiness. They're trying to go towards their contentment. They're trying to go towards peace. They're trying to go towards balance. They could be lying about it, hiding it, or just trying to use logic to make it happen in some way, or they're trying to be strategic. They're trying to be strategic to try to get over their own doubts and fears and despair, okay? Focusing on work, trying to be happy. Really, really trying to be happy, okay? That's how they're trying to cope, and they're just not presenting how much of a basket case they are. This person is I wonder, is this person like, I don't think they're leading a double life. I think their emotional life is having a tantrum and an attack, like a freak out, right? But they're trying to make practical, reasonable, intelligent steps forward. They're trying to do the thing that a non-crazy, non-triggered person would do, right? They're trying not to out how stressed they are, how freaked out they are, how provoked they are, okay? They're very provoked, but they are trying to cope. And they're trying to do it in a relatively healthy way, to be honest with you. They're not focusing on their despairs. They're not focusing on their losses. They're really trying to be spiritual or balanced, or do nutrition and fitness and like connect to friends or connect to their heart, or continuing to progress in their relationship, either with you or with somebody else. Try not to let the doubts become their destiny, okay? Nevertheless, if you feel like you want to make people feel more threatened, here's how you can become an unrelenting menace. How to make people feel even more threatened, group 3. How to make people feel even more threatened, group 3. Some of you are materializing a new reality for yourself, where either you are married or you're starting a new business, you're expanding your horizons. Some of you appear to be aging backwards, looking really good. You're manifesting new beginnings and new outcomes, new sense of self. You be changing how you look, changing what you align with, new relationships, new work opportunities, travel, building your empire, seeing yourself, those of you who are single, as someone to be invested in, identifying as wifey or husband, right? Allowing your routines to change, allowing the old structures of your life that have been holding you back to fall away, okay? And going towards your passions. So the more you believe in your vision of your life of expansion through either expanding your horizons, like through travel, through relocation, through any kind of work that you want to do, relationships. Your expansion is what threatens people. Your belief in your dreams is what threatens people. You taking more control over your dominion threatens people. Feeling that you are a person of value, identifying as the one who's in charge in your very own life is threatening. That's not your problem. That is not your problem, okay? Some of these people might feel like their whole world is falling apart watching you assemble yours. Not your problem. All right, group 3, I would love to know how this reading resonated for you. Feel free to let me know in the comments. And those of you who want a reading, feel free to book me. That information is in the description. I'd love to read for you and your unique situation. I'll talk to you later, group 3. Bye.